My circular ring has arrived. Let's have a look at it. Hey guys, Alex here from alexfergus.com, and yeah, this all arrived. My circular ring and a few little boxes, which I think are accessories. Well, it says accessories on the box. I believe these are the bands. So what I'm going to do is, in this video at least, I'm going to open it up, share my first impressions, compare it to my Oura Ring 3rd gen that I have here. We're going to set up my account in the app, see how that works, and pretty much it's literally like an unboxing first impressions video. Yeah, that's exactly what it is actually. Then what I'm going to do after a few days of use, I'll do a mini review, share my initial thoughts and feedback, what I like and don't like. Then after say 2 or 3 months of good use and, you know, ironed out a few issues in the app and whatnot, I'll do a full review. So there's lots coming down the pipeline. Be sure to hit subscribe. This one's just going to be my first impressions unboxing. I'm kind of excited because, yeah, I mean, people have been hyping this up as a big rival to Oura. So let's see what these guys have come up with. Okay, here we have the box and the accessories. I got size 13. It was the largest size that you could order. It's the same size as my Oura Ring. Size 14 and 15 are still not available, which are quite large. I don't think Oura Ring ever went up to size 14 or 15, because I know a few people couldn't get it because they were too small. Now what's interesting is this is actually not only designed in France, but assembled in France, which is pretty neat. What else we got in here? So it comes with the ring, the charger, and yeah, that's about it. Packaging looks pretty tidy. All right, so we've got the little charger, I guess. Yep, so we'll have a look at that soon. And then now the ring itself. Okay, it's bigger than I expected. All right, you know what? I've got my Oura Ring here for comparison. This is the 3rd gen Oura Ring. So yeah, it's a lot chunkier than an Oura Ring. I know they said it was bigger than the Oura Ring because it's got the button and the motor function in it, but yeah, it's noticeably bigger, like wider, thicker. Don't know if it's heavy or not, that I really care too much about that. I don't want to be negative off the bat, but it does feel a little bit cheaper, I don't know, than an Oura Ring. I don't know if you can see this, but there is a little button up there. It's actually a little bit tricky to push with my finger. I've almost got to use my nail, and when I push that, it started vibrating. Yeah, you can see the 2 little metal prongs there. I guess that's for charging. Down this side, there is a little sensor, or maybe 2 sensors, just down in here. It's kind of hard to get that in a shot, but there we go. You might be able to see it there. Other than that, there's nothing else in it. So, I mean, we compare that to the Oura Ring, for instance. You have a couple of sensors, 1, 2, 3, and it's got like wireless charging, so there's no exposed metal. So, yeah, okay, that's the ring. Obviously, a lot bigger. Like I said, it does have a bit of a, I don't know, it almost feels more like a sizing ring, like the plasticness, and yeah. All right, so what I'm going to do now is open up these boxes, and I believe these are the bands you can buy. All right, here we go. Yep, so that is a black one. This is the silver one. Last one is the gold one. So, you know what, let's use the gold one because it's going to be easier to see. So, how does it go? Don't quite know. Clips on like that. All right, so yeah, that definitely makes it feel a little bit more polished as such. Just feels nicer and looks nicer with that band on, though it's not as sleek as the Oura Ring, and you've still got that bit of a gap there, which is a bit odd. So I'm going to put it on now. So I mean, it doesn't look too bad, even though it is thicker than my Oura Ring. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, the very first generation Oura Ring was very clunky, and I had that for a long time. That little button down there is quite interesting. Let's see if I can push it in. Yeah, I can push it in with the thumb. You gotta, oh, there we go, it's vibrating again. You gotta sort of brace it against your finger. It wasn't too hard to get off as well, so that's a size 13. Let's swap this band over. Oh yeah, so it does look, yeah, I mean, it looks a lot nicer with those bands on. And it even feels nicer. It just doesn't feel as cheap. I wonder though if people will just wear it without these bands. I don't know why you would. You may as well use the bands. Alright, and we've got a black one. I suppose once you've found your color, you just leave it on, right? So there's a black one. So I'm going to leave one of the colored ones on. Alright, so that's the ring. Yeah, so let's compare it to the Oura Ring now. A little bit thicker, slightly bigger, protrudes a little bit more off the finger as well. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is get the app out and we're going to plug this in and see how it works. Okay, so I've just opened up the app for the first time. I just had to quickly create an account, so I've done that. So I need to put on the charger and then press start. So the charger, remember, was this USB-C device, and it just clips. There's a bit of a magnet, so it clips on like so. And when you're charging it, it doesn't come with a plug or anything, so I just plugged it into my laptop and that glows when it's charging. So it says it takes about an hour for a full charge, so I actually just did that earlier, so it should be fully charged now. So okay, so I want to connect my ring. Cool. So it's saying it's best to go on your non-dominant hand with one of the three big fingers. I'm not too sure where I'll use it yet because I can only use my Oura Ring on this finger, so maybe I'll use them on the same finger, I'm not too sure. The flat part of the ring should be on the palm side of your finger. The button should be facing your thumb. So for the time being, I'm just going to leave it on here, like so. Alright, so now we're on this home screen. It's going to show me a bit about it. So I've got different features up the top. Quick access, airplane mode, alarm mode, calendar mode, burger menu, leaderboard. Alright, let's just get in and have a play around. Calendar, sleep, sync your data, friends. Okay. Data mode. So I looked up the difference between data mode before. Performance tracks metrics more frequently, but you lose a bit of battery life. So I'm just going to leave it on performance. Note here that the app is currently in beta mode. There is a firmware update, so I'll do that as well. It's all live measurement. Okay, so the ring should be on. So this is pretty cool because you can't actually do something like this in Oura Ring app. So yeah, okay, it's not a medical device. Use a lot of battery. Got it. Try stay still. Okay. All right, let's see what happens. Cool. So it's showing a heart rate of 67, 70 beats per minute. Sounds about right. I'm currently just standing at my desk, so activity is low. It's saying my blood oxygen level 98%, HRV, heart rate variability 40. So that's pretty cool that you can see that, and it's one thing why I don't know, you know, it's kind of frustrating, or I haven't been able to do that. I know this isn't meant to be an Oura comparison, but that's pretty cool. As I'm talking, my heart rate's coming up again. So yeah, that's neat, especially the oxygen level. Like if you're sick, you could just, you know, take your readings. So that is pretty neat. We'll quickly go through some of these settings real quick then. We've got alarm clock mode. So you can use this to wake up at a certain time or certain chunk of your sleep, you know, say 6 a.m. between 6 and 7 when you're sleeping the lightest. I don't use alarms these days, so I don't know if I'll test that. Maybe I'll play around with it. Sleep, obviously I don't have any data yet. This is all we covered it later on. Activity, so there's no data in here, so there's nothing really I can do here. Airplane mode. Yeah, so I mean, what I'll do is after a few days of use, I'll come back and do another video sharing all this you know, once I have some data. But what I'll do real quickly now is this calibration, because it keeps going on and on about calibrating it. So I'm going to do this and see if it's worth you guys watching. So pretty much it's just saying, look, we need to take a bit of data for a while before we can get some insights. All that's normal. I think Oura used to have a 2-week like period where it found your baselines and that. So look, what I'm gonna do is I'll use it for a couple of days, and then we'll come back. I'll do some training with it and all that sort of stuff, and then we'll come back and do a bit of an update. Later on, after a couple of months, I'll do a full review. But yeah, as you can see here, I mean, it feels all right on my hand. I feel like it is a bit too big, but that's mainly because I'm used to wearing the slim, sleek Oura. So I suppose I'll get used to it. It'll be interesting to see if like my wife comments saying, hey, what's that on your finger? But I'll get her opinion as well. So that's what I'm gonna do. Real quick first impression unboxing here, quick setup, and then we'll do a short review later on this week, and then a full deep dive review in a month or two. All right, guys. If you've got any questions as well and you want me to like look into it or test a certain feature, just ask. And I should also note that they've given me a discount code. It's LXF. It will save you 8% on one of these rings. I'll put a link to the website below as well if you want to order it. All right, guys, bye.